G'day folks, today I'm out at one of my favourite spots, my happy place, one of my favourite local carp and redfin fishing spots, and I'm bait fishing. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now this spot doesn't need much of an introduction. Most of the fish I catch here are carp, but I do catch some nice redfin, and last year I caught a couple of big redfin, and I've even caught a couple of Murray cod and a Macquarie perch, and a couple of blackfish. It's a bit of a bitzer. Anyway, 2 rods. This one's got a paternoster rig with 2 janjuck worms, and I'm going to need to cast it a bit further than that. And my other rod's a running sinker rig with 2 janjuck worms. Got him. Nice. Oh, it's a big thumping redfin. I've been here I got here a bit after 2, been here about 40 minutes, and I've just had my first bite. I'm going to use the net because I'm going to take that home. You beauty! You little ripper! Well, it's not the biggest redfin I've ever caught, but it's certainly big enough to get a couple of decent fillets off. I am super excited. I've been here about 40 minutes. I put the lines in about 40 minutes ago. It's about 2:05 and it's 2:45 now. Haven't had a single touch. Not a nibble, no movement, no slack in the line, no nothing at all. Then all of a sudden this just went bang, pulled down and started taking off. You ripper. Quite often with redfin where there's one, there's another one, so I better get this line straight back in as soon as I can. Just going to get a quick measure. I reckon it's probably about 33 or 34 centimetres. It's a nice fish. Sit still, mate. 34 centimetres, and it's nice and chunky. Awesome. Oh, my little rod's going. I haven't even had a chance. He's still there. Got him. Got to be a carp, this one. Whoa. I'm losing the drag, but this reel doesn't have an anti-reverse. Haven't even got my other rod back in after catching the big redfin. If it's a redfin, it's a massive one, but I'd say it's a carp. It is a carpio. Sat here for 45 minutes without a touch, then I caught 2 at once. I just put a fresh worm on the other line, haven't even had a chance to cast it back in yet. Oh, where's my net? Oh, where's my rod? I better not trip over that. Oops. An hell of a mess here. The little stumpy rod. Aha! Look at that. Not the biggest carp I've ever caught. 2 fish on the board in the space of about 2 minutes. Beauty! Oh, muddy. Sit. Sit down. Sit. Muddy is restless. That's what muddy is. Come on, mud marlin. Right, sit. Good dog. It is about 50 centimetres. 50 centimetres of mud marlin. Oh, what a commotion. I've got to put both lines back in at once now. I only forgot one thing today, and that's my U-Butte Simon Humphrey fishing rod holder, and that's why I'm going back to using fork-shaped sticks. I love my U-Butte fishing rod holder. But if I'm not forgetting that, it's the landing net. It's usually one or the other. Wow. So pumped. Well, in a moment, I'll tell you why you should always follow your instincts. Both lines are back in, and I am pumped. Get the old trusty O-knife splint to work. Chock a block full of eggs. Look at all them eggs. Good old Aldi. What am I going to do when supermarkets phase out plastic bags? Righto, the lines are back in. My redfin is gutted and under ice in my ice brick, in my fridge bag down here, even though it's probably doesn't need to be under ice on such a cold day. The carp is dead, and it's down there where it will no doubt be discovered by a hungry water rat later on this afternoon. Now when I put this line back in, I said I'm going to tell you why you need to follow your instincts. This morning I woke up and it was still raining lightly. It rained all day yesterday, it rained most of the night. This morning there was just a few spots of rain and everything was drenched. And I thought, what'll I do? I might go bushwalking. I wanted to go fishing today, but the weather was a bit ordinary. I thought I'll go bushwalking and see what happens. I went bushwalking up in the Warby Ranges to a place called Salisbury Falls, an area that I love. Not a long walk, but good to stretch the legs, get a bit of exercise and take in some nature. The sun came out and it was just beautiful, and I saw a lot of really nice birds. And as many of you know, I love photography. I love wildlife photography in particular. I only had my landscape camera with me. I didn't have this camera here, my big super zoomy bird lens, and I thought I might come back. Will I come back or not? I thought I wanted to come fishing in this spot. Will I, won't I? I'll go out and take some bird photos. No, I really wanted to come here. There was almost like a driving force inside me telling me to come here today. I just wanted to come and sit on the bank of the creek here. And I thought, will I, won't I? What'll I do? But it was almost like a voice in my head telling me to come here. And then the clouds thickened up a little bit and the sun disappeared, and I thought, I'm going to go with my instincts. My instincts, something is telling me to come out here. So I did. I came out here. And that's why you should always listen to your instincts. I just had a nibble just then. There it goes again. That's why you should always listen to your instincts. My instincts were telling me to come here, and they were really strong. 2 days ago, I sat on the bank of the river in Wangaratta in the middle of town, and I fished for 3 hours, and I never had a single nibble. 2 weeks ago, I sat in this spot here for 3 hours with my wife Loretta. Nothing. Not a sniff, not a nibble, not a touch. And yet, for some reason, despite all the bad fishing lately, my instincts were telling me to come here. And I'm glad I did. And that's why you should always listen. I'm a big believer in following your instincts. Just in another nibble. Here we go. Here we go. Something's playing with that. He's sucking on that. Got him. Is it another redfin? No, I reckon it's too big. It's got to be a carp. Just about to say, I did say before that where there's one redfin, there's often two. But this is way too heavy. It's a carp and he's coming in backwards. Oh, he's gone nuts now. I think the line might have been wrapped around his toe. I've hooked him the rear end. A foul hooked carp. Look. I've hooked it in the backside. I foul hooked a big old mud marlin. Oh well, every fish is a fish. Similar size to the last one. Now water rats are going to have so much feed tonight that I'm not going to know what to do with it. The other one's up there on the bank, lying in wait, because I reckon a water rat's going to find it later on. I always say the land fish head first, but it's a bit hard when they come in backwards. I think it's a bit smaller than the other one. Felt bigger because it's hooked in the bum. I'll give it a quick measurement and I'll put it up there with the other one. Just put it on the ground and the hook just came fair out. The other one was exactly 50, I think, wasn't it? What's this one here? 40, it's a bit smaller. 46, 47. No, 46. 46 centimetres of arse hooked carp. Well, that's 3. Doesn't matter where you hook them, as long as you hook them. I've still got a big old scale on the hook. I'm going to take these couple of worms off and put a couple of freshies on. Doesn't matter that it's foul hooked. Every fish is a fish. Right, that's funny. As soon as I put that fish in the net, the hook came fair out of its backside. Yeah, it's still biting. I'll talk to you later. I'll call you back. Bye. I've hooked up. I've got Loretta on the phone and I've hooked up. Put the phone in my pocket. I don't even know whether I've hung up properly yet. Alright, a smaller carp, very dark in colour this one. Where's me landing net? Ripper, carp number 3. Right, I reckon about 40 centimetres. Carp number 3 is 39 centimetres. Only 5 centimetres longer than my redfin. Folks, I've said it before and I'll say it again on my channel. I'm a huge believer in going with your gut, following your gut instincts. My instincts were so strong today. Everything I had was telling me to come fishing here, and I couldn't work out why. Now I know why. Because I caught 170 centimetres of fish, including a lovely fat 34 centimetre redfin. Thank you all very much for watching.